denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
Hey guys, welcome to Learn Crypto. I'm going to hold it down again today for the weekend. Nick's not around. As I told you, I'm trying to go live a little more often here. We've got a lot of people in the Discord, a lot of people on Twitter, YouTube, etc. So trying to keep everybody posted. So this is our trading office for Learn Crypto, Wyckoff SMI. And I'm going to slide over to my screen and get the party started. What's up, FN Based? Thanks for the chat, super chat. Let's give a second for a few people to get in here. What's up, Craig? What's up, Gary? Weekend. Hey, Neil. Welcome to Patreon. LA Meth Witch, what's up? Famer7. We might try to slow this one down and go over charts a little bit more. Maybe not be in a big hurry. What's up, Samer, Scoob, Crypto Miser, Arnold? Yeah, I think we might get another break here, but what's going on, Trent? I'm not really agreeing with the right shoulder. Spanish chicken, what up? It's a little darker in here during the day, kind of weird. Easer, Yannick, Zimmy Jim, what's going on? You can see the computers are on. They've been on all night, so I don't think it's fixed, but Dell's coming here Monday morning. So during the day, I'll probably be back at my desk. Weekends, evenings with Nick, we'll be back here. It's a little easier for me to work from my trading desk versus this. This is just kind of our YouTube setup. What up, Johnny? Dustin? So really not much to talk about new. Here's the Bitcoin chart. We always start with, we've talked about the ABC. Let's anybody new here? Since again, we've got a lot of new people. The buy signals are from our proprietary software based on OP Force and Technometer from wyckoffsmi.com. Institute started by Mr. Wyckoff. So we do a lot of volume analysis. That's kind of what the software is good for. We've not really had a sell on the way up. We did have a sell at 8150, 8200 up here. What was that, Tuesday, Wednesday? And thought we'd get a break to 7,000, 6,900. So we got that exact. Question is now where we're going. Are we ready to go up? Or we got a little bit more downside before we do it? That's the $1 million question. If we go to zoom in a little bit. Again, I do Wyckoff, but I have Elliott Wave markings on here because I try to throw it on after our Wyckoff analysis just to maybe give me a roadmap. So up here is where we had this sell when we was testing this wave 3 high. I thought since the markets have been so strong, we would do a triangle. There's no reason for that. That's not guaranteed. That was my guess, which means we want an ABC down, which we've had. And I'm still guessing it's completed. I think that break was everything. It was so sharp and quick. So I'm going to call that A wave over with. And now we're working on a 0.618 retracement back up. So, you know, it might be sub 8,000. Maybe we fail to get above 8,000. That gets people a little bit more bearish possibly. So we'll just do something like that. But remember, you know, could be an ABC off the highs. So we could be talking more of let's change the color of this one. If we break down here, then there could be more of an A, and then let's do a B back up, and then let's do a C a little bit deeper. So that's a possibility still here. Something like that. If this morphs into another 5 waves down, if we zoom in on this A down. So anybody looking for head and shoulders down, like the Beeb just says, that'd be more what they're talking about. Again, that is still a possibility. We're going to go over, yeah, hey, Arnold, I don't know about wave 4 should be swift, don't last as long as wave 2. I'm not sure. I don't really have any opinion on that. Wave 2 was like 5 weeks. So I really think it's going to work out a little bit longer here, a few more weeks. If we go to, let's jump into the software then. I got some charts down here at the bottom I already opened. Let's see if this is going to work for me. I normally don't do it this way. That's Ethereum USD, which I hold on here, because like I said, I normally don't do it this way, so let's see if I can get this done. I mean, here's Bitcoin. Oh no, let's not do that. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go back to where we all right, there's EOS. Dang, I just don't use this here. Hold on a second. All right, there's Bitcoin USD. You can see here, technometer's 44, so really just neutral. So again, no real buy signal here. So I can't jump on saying this correction is over. If it's a triangle, it's going to be harder to get a buy signal because there's going to be no real selling on the downside. Now this is Bitcoin USDT. This is a little different chart because you got the technometer down here at 41.53. And you've got the OP continuing to hit new lows. So you can see a lot of these charts I'm going to show. Price has obviously trended higher. And volume has continued to deteriorate. The price is still holding, and we're going to get an oversold technometer. So it looked like Bitcoin a hair lower. Definitely a new low would probably get it. We would have a buy signal. So, but in a bull market, you know, we look for, in a trading range, we look for a technometer at 38. to be oversold and friendly, 50s overbought and non-friendly. In an uptrend, you could really say 40 is probably more of a buy and 52 is a sell. So we're not that far from that 40 then, if you say that. Let's go through a few more charts while we're here. I just printed these off from just a few minutes before I went live. Litecoin, 41.71. Same type of thing as Bitcoin. You can see the OP continued huge downtrend as price continues to get higher highs. So I still like that action in general. This will be Litecoin USDT. 42 technometer. New lows OP. Same type of thing. Wouldn't take much to get us a decent buy signal again on Litecoin. And again on Litecoin, if we go back for new people, if we bring in the 4-hour Litecoin chart, the buy signals from the software is all shown here. No real sell signals. The EWT buy, we call that an Elliott wave buy. That was based on chart patterns. I gave a buy there. Even down here, 65, we called this an ABC down. 5-wave diagonal completed. I didn't put a buy there, but actually we did show on live. And again, we have no sells here. Around 85 to 93, I was saying we could go violently sideways. If you wanted to trade a little bit, you could. So that was a little bit helpful. This is going to be Ethereum USD. Volume here has really been following Ethereum up. So the technometer is 44. Going to be hard to get a good buy signal probably in there for me. Ethereum USDT. What up, Nick? Stunner D's in here, my co-host. Ethereum USDT at 42 in the technometer. So once again here, volume is coming down as these other charts that I'm showing. Price is holding up nicely. I mean, you could look at some Fibonacci retracements if you want. I do that a little bit. This is going to be Ripple USD, I believe. XRP USD. Technometer here at 39.65, which is, my computer's running a little slow. 39.65, you can see volume here continuing to hit new lows while price is holding, which is what happened back here at this buy signal. So we caught this low exactly. It was a test of this spring. So Ripple could give us what we want here in just a minute to show that on TradingView. Again, for newer people, we have been showing this here. This was a Wyckoff spring with a test. That test is the, and the buy we showed was just off the past chart I showed you where we had new low volume, price holding, oversold technometer. I had mentioned here when we was trading around 41, I think it was, 42, that we could see a pullback to 36 that I would buy. We did get that. We're still down there near that area. You could have sold a bump up to 48 when Bitcoin had the sell at 81.50 if you wanted to try to be cute. This is XRP USDT. I'll show XLM as well. This should be XRP USDT. Technometer not quite as oversold because you can see volume has been following XRP USDT up. But a 40 reading here would probably be pretty good. We're getting a retracement in the volume, so I think that chart still looks good. XRP in general. I think this is NEO USD. Mark Johnson, I didn't catch that. This is NEO USD. Again, same thing, OP hitting new lows. So I think there's continued selling on these coins. Technometer 41. Cool. Thanks, Johnny. Here is NEO USDT. $42 on the technometer. Again, volume hitting new lows. All these charts are looking extremely the same. I think this is going to be EOS USD. NEO I just showed. I think it's made a low or will here in the next day or so. Quantum we can try to look at. EOS USD 39.36 on the technometer. That's as oversold as back here. And also back here at these lows. New low on the OP volume, price holding. So I would think EOS here could try the upside again. Then we're going to do EOS USDT. EOS USDT, technometer 41, same type of thing. New lows on the OP here, price holding. Lewis, the ETH, I mean, I definitely like the way it showed the strength here. So, you know, we've had these again, buy signals from the software, Elliott wave buy. And then I bought 170s. This chart isn't showing it. I don't know why. I want to put this up here because if anybody follows my Twitter, I had a buy on Ethereum. I don't know why it's on my other. I don't know why it's not over here. I think that was right around 186 because I had said buy those and raise stops. So the computer here is running a little slow. Come on. All right, yeah, Ethereum, I still think, you know, if you put an Elliott wave count on this, which we could do here. This computer is running a little slow. So let's, I'm kind of thinking just for now that this is going to be a 1, 2, 3. That same thing, we're working on this wave 4 that I've been talking about, which is not done. Wyckoff requires balls of steel.
I'm rich, bitch!
I've got balls of steel.
All right, so, sorry guys, my computer, maybe it's TradingView. I'm having a little bit of issue with it for a second. Although I'm going to close out a couple of windows here. I did all those downloads. Maybe that's causing me an issue. What up, Javi? Just give me a second, guys. The computer is running really slow, so I'm trying to close some windows here. I wish I had better point and figure charts. That's one thing on the software we're trying to get working better. So hopefully that works. So again here, if we go Ethereum from the lows, then I think we're working on this 5 wave. So the 4 wave, just like Bitcoin, we're working on that now, because then that means that the wave 3 broke down the same type of way that I called Bitcoin. So now those two kind of come together, which does make sense. So again, for Ethereum, Bitcoin, we could come down and break one more time. I would think that's a gift. We could just trade sideways here. So buy the dips, sell the rips. I think you can get away with that, but I still think we're in the same type of pattern. So yeah, I still like Ethereum. What's up, Martin Mack? See you in here. FOM002. 2 guys from the Patreon. Do I see head and shoulders on the monthly? Johnny, you could say all of this is the wave 1. That's hard to say. I don't think that's correct. If that's the case, then we're going to go back to 5,000. What's up, Taj? So, again, if we go back to let me load the Bitcoin chart. Let's talk about that in a minute here. Because you'd be calling this whole wave as wave 1, and now we're working on, we'd stair step lower, bounce sideways between 6,000, 7,000, then have another break to 5,000. You think we've now started a major wave 5 from inception and therefore not correcting, and now correcting 5 waves? No, I don't think that's it. I think we complete a major wave 4, which I show here. I've had this labeling since the lows. This is the blue 4 down here. So we're headed to new highs, and we're trying to figure out the first wave off the low. That's what I think. I don't see any reason to change that because I've been kind of on fire with my analysis, so I'm going to stay with that. Any books written by Richard Wyckoff should be good. Or go to wyckoffsmi.com, look at our library. There's quite a bit of stuff there for free. If you're going to start following my signals and my software, I wish you go to learncrypto.io and buy the $2.99 course so you'd kind of know my lingo. XRP looks like it would have 5 waves off the low as well. So again, XRP would have to be pretty decent here. Top 3 hodl coins, I still just got to go Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, I believe. And then we like, let's go over a few more coins here then. ADA down 5%. Kind of doing a 0.618 retracement. Bad is one that we've liked, but I've kind of said that one would be sideways, which has happened. I would still expect a little more sideways there. Asher, I use bar and candle charts. I do point and figure charts. They're easier, obviously, for the stocks. Some TradingView point and figure charts do not come up very well. And our software's had an issue because you're trying to chart, a coin at 0.0038, different things. So point and figure charts are good for objective once you've came through accumulation or distribution. But on cryptos, I really use the 4-hour charts. And then on the software, we zero in on the 5-minute charts so we can see volume. You've got to see volume. Thanks, Rob H7. Again, is why I'm kind of thinking that we're going to. I would like to, hold on one second, guys. I got some people in here that are on the Discord, different things. I need to find out a few wrenches if I can. Let's do BNB USDT up 7%. That's the one that we've liked and liked the strength. We call this an ABC pullback. Here we are, another new highs. No, I don't really have any buy signals. I just showed EOS. EOS was pretty close. A lot of coins are down near 40 on the technometer, which is, once again, probably the buy range we're looking for now since we're in a uptrend. And if you look at Elliott Wave on these coins, if I'm right that we're doing a wave 4, then we have finished a part of it, or we're getting ready to here. I bought some on the break to 7,000 and would buy a little bit more on another break. Let's do a Dash we talked about. This one's still looking really good. Continuing higher. Decred that we've liked. Staying up, 28.64. There's EOS. The rally in EOS off the lows was perfect. Perfect Elliott Wave. We've shown this. That's classic. ICX is one that we've liked on a pullback to the jump. If I was going to have XRP, I'd buy it on that break to 36. Like I mentioned, I've been saying it around the 37, 37 and a half. So I think that's exactly where we're at. I wouldn't mind Ripple right here. KMD down 7%. One that we've been looking for a breakout, just haven't got it yet. Here's what Atom USD T. Newer coin, so not much for me to say there, except I like the action. This here's a nice bout of strength on the rally to 5. I would guess that's 5 waves up off the low, so I'd be a buyer any small dip in Atom. ETC Classic, I should have brought that chart up. Hold on a second. First, let's go back to I wish I was at my other desk, but for now we'll have to put up with it. What up, Tomcat? There's a 4-hour classic. We talked about it coming back down here, not really causing any harm, but a little weaker than we liked, but we still liked it. It did run to new highs. So I would think that one could keep subdividing higher as well. Famer 7, Smoke and Mirrors, you must be from the original channel. Crypto News. We played that a lot. How about XLM? Let's take a look at that one. Also, someone mentioned Quantum USD. Been much weaker than I would have expected. Still nothing too bad. I mean, this move was nice here with some nice green bars down here. So I wouldn't have a problem owning that one here, but not one of my strong picks. Standard D throwing in a little bit of fundamental. EOS, XLM USD. Nice rally off the lows here, so this one looks better. That looks like a sign of strength. Last point of support, so I would think XLM could stay strong here. Yeah, that was a good song. QLC. Well, there's QLC USD. I mean, not too bad of a chart. A sign of strength here, possible last point of support. So I would think that one's still good. I would hate to see it back below 0.0286 or so, these lows. But I would think it'd be all right. I'm sure a move to 10,000 will definitely bring in some FOMO. Later, Gary. Don't leave your Skype window open. Bitcoin 72.54. So again, just to keep everybody on the same page. Yeah, that's not going to work. Hold on here. Well, trading view, come on. My guess is we're still doing the red triangle here. We have completed it, or will so on another move down to 6,800, 6,700 or something. And then you could call it, if you're really bearish, we could be doing the light blue. If you're not as bearish, I think it's the red triangle. For now, I got to say that the A is done. We're working higher for a B. Then we got to see how things look. When are we hitting up the strip club? The only club I really go to is here in St. Louis, but it's really a VIP area where it's just fireplace and good food and some wealthier individuals hanging out for good food, and I can take my computer and trade. So any long-time follower knows that. I finally got some sleep overnight, first time this week. I was going on 4 hours sleep. I got about 10 hours off and on last night. If I ever get any sleep, it's always interruption, but so let's go back. I was going to show the 5-minute intraday. Making it rain. All right, this is a 5-minute Bitcoin USD with the volume at the bottom. Software keeps that perfectly. Shout out to our API provider because I've never seen any errors coming from them. So once again here, you don't really see on the Bitcoin USD, there's really no main divergences. We had one here. And these are the buy signals that I've given on the other chart. As you can see here, this kind of looks like an ABC pullback in volume. So people ask me, hey, well, it looks like we're doing a head and shoulders, looks like we're doing this or that. If you're not looking at volume, I think you're wasting everybody's time. If you're just looking at a pattern, I think that's just a waste. So I had called this real time a triangle ending. A lot of it was because of the volume. And then that's how I labeled it currently. So I try to label things as we go and then not change labels. So volume here coming down, price didn't. That says when volume turns up, price will release quickly. That's what kept us long here. This is what got me excited on the 6,000 YouTube, because I'd seen this major sell-off in volume and price was holding a triangle. That's what told me we were going to explode higher from 6,000. Back here is the same thing. You can see major sell-off in volume, price holding. So this was also another major low, which we called. If you look over here now, then we're really just, I don't have anything like that to talk about. What's up, Jason? So again, I kind of probably have an Elliott wave theory buy somewhat here. Software, not yet. Let's go to Bitcoin USDT. This chart, I think, is going to finally bring up markings that I had at my other computer. Yep. Volume loading. Okay, this is an interesting chart here because I've showed same type of thing that I was just talking about. You can see here major volume coming to the downside while price held, really was probably an irregular flat. So, and then this was 5 waves down. I showed this live. That's why I've been on fire recently, why we're getting a lot of subscribers out of Patreons, because that was an irregular flat by Elliott wave. And then the software showed huge selling coming in on the 5-minute chart. No one else is showing this type of information. This is all from Wyckoff. So that's what gave me the buy here at, what was it, like 69.40. And then this was perfect 5 waves up. The third wave broke down, etc. And then this was a leading diagonal to the downside up here at the top that I showed. And that was an A, this was a B, and then this showed we have a break to 7,000, which is what we got. So then you can see since this high, if we call this a high of wave 3, comes from here. So I think now you can kind of not worry about everything to the left of volume down here at the bottom. We're looking for some type of trade on the wave 4 here. So and again, there's no real divergences here. So there's nothing for me to jump on. A little sell-off here, you'll see volume probably go to new lows and price will probably hold. So I still really think probably this is ABC down and this is probably the start of an ABC up. If not, if you understand this, this could be 1, 2, this could be 3, we could be doing a 4 here. We come down one more time hard, probably go through these previous lows to scare everybody, take out stops, and then that'll be a buy and the technometer will be at an oversold level. What course do you join? I mean, you need to take, you join the Learn Crypto Patreon to get more up-to-date buys and sells from us. If you want to learn how more about those, you go to the Cryptocurrencies and Wyckoff course at Learn Crypto. If you really want to jump into Wyckoff, you go to wyckoffsmi.com and do the Unleashed course for $1,000. Right now, well, we got 117 people, I think, over in the Discord, Patreon. So that's an exciting group over there. A lot of knowledge in there fundamentally as well, which I do not have, but it's definitely in that channel. Nick's got it. A lot of other members have it in there. What up, Hannessy? So this right here is the meat of what we're doing. 5-minute chart, keeping track of volume from numerous exchanges. I'm still tweaking the software, still have issues. It's hard to bring in 100 exchanges. I'm hoping still here to be a lot for the subscribers. For now, you're going to get it free on YouTube, free on Twitter, and then more in depth on the Patreon Discord. But that's the interesting chart there. And again, you can see this wave 4 here brought in a bunch of selling. And then we had the 1, the 2, and then good volume on the 3, big selling on the 4, and then 5 goes to new high in price, volume doesn't. That's why I thought that was a wave 5. Only reason. This goes to new highs above here, the 5 wave above the 3, Roman numeral, and volume didn't. So I told you something was amiss. And then this pattern is an A, B, C, D, E diagonal triangle. I've seen that happen. What was going on there is everybody was bullish, but they were selling into that. That's why you got an overlap. And then ABC back to test the high, which everyone thought was another breakout. Then everybody got slapped. And that was the Ethereum rally, the Ripple rally, the Litecoin rally. Those looked like they were taking off, and everybody got sucked into those. And then they collapsed as well on the break to 7,000. You're welcome, Butterfree. That's our TLT chart on interest rates. I showed that yesterday. I've been long this thing for quite a while. I think we're going to break out on interest rates, which means interest rates are going lower, bonds are going higher. 567 people watching. Appreciate that. And Bitcoin quiet here. So once again, zero in on the trade I just gave. As you can see here, when Elliott Wave works, it can kick some major ass. You know, I don't talk about Bitcoin Cash a lot, but I will do that here in a minute. I never was comfortable trading it when it was really volatile, and I just stayed away. But here on the green, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the way 3 breaks down in the light blue. Those were all perfect. Triangle for 4, triangle for 4. And then we had this A, B, C, D, E, this leading diagonal triangle to make this red A. Then you had an ABC back up. And I was saying on these new highs that was a test of the highs. And I was joking, do 100x short and send me my Lambo keys. And we got to break right down to 7,000. So the question is the C done? Which if it's an ABC, I think it's done. If this is a 1, 2, 3, then we're doing a 4. We're going to come down one more time. Could be another scary sell-off, but I think that would be a buy. Appreciate it, Montana. Long-time supporter. Jean Paul, welcome back. I mean, it's a short term. That's what we're looking at. If you had a 5-minute on-bounce volume on here, it would help people a little bit that don't have access to our software. Again, it's not showing much, so no real help there. That's a 15-minute chart, Bitcoin USD2. And I mentioned this before. I mean, you know, last year was pretty tough, the bear market. I kind of just cleared out everything. I have way less stress with the channel now, with Nick and I doing our thing. We're both all about business. We like this area longer term. So I've had a little bit of stress taken off of me, and then really just stayed to basics. Got rid of a lot of the interruptions around me, a lot of the other Elliott Wave people talking or news, and really just bared down and isolated myself. And that's kind of helped me make all the calls that I've made. So I probably recommend that to a lot of people. Forget the news, forget all the extra advice, unless you're getting it from us. There is some other Elliott Wave longtime people. Anybody new, I can't give a lot of credit to new people until they've grinded their teeth a little bit more on these markets for years. Thank you, Lloyd, another supporter. What up, Jay Stevens? And this could be this could be another wave 4 done. I mean, we could ignite to new highs right here, no doubt. And again, on this sell-off, I was looking for a sell-off. I think we're in a bull market. You don't fight the trend. To sell short there, that's all it would have been for short-term traders. Somebody wants to take a shitload of risk. I am starting to prepare to do some shorting for clients on the PCG. Still doing the private client group. If anybody wants their accounts managed by myself, you give us a trading API and we're allowed to trade. We can't withdraw or transfer. And we charge quarterly. I manage money for stocks at Charles Schwab, same type of deal. What helps me keep discipline? I mean, again, I think you just stay focused. BitMEX on the shorts, Bitfinex. Tap a wall, how much? I presume you mean for management. It's 3% of the annual, or 3% annually of the account balance. So if you have 100,000, it'd be $750 every quarter, which would add up to 3,000, which would be 3% of 100,000. On the stock side, I do most of that, normally around 1 to 2%, mattering what you want. Correct on Bitfinex, but those would be foreign customers. My clients are really around the world. So those are not, for the trading I do for them, that's not my account in the US, it's foreigners' accounts that I manage. What exchange do I use? I mean, a lot of, beginning, always a bunch of Bittrex, Coinbase Pro, Kraken, Polynex, Binance more recently. Now I would, probably if you ask me which one I prefer, I probably would prefer you have a Binance account, but most accounts I can take. I'm still looking in software that's going to allow me to manage accounts much easier and faster. Liquidity is an issue when you're managing more money, so I'm trying to get that figured out, where I can put a sell, let's say, on half of all Litecoin positions and have the order go to all the exchanges with the best bids. So working on that. I mean, we're always working here. My plan still is to hopefully manage enough money to launch a hedge fund at some point. I've got some friends talking about millions of dollars helping to fund that. So a lot going on here behind the scenes. Outlaw, we just got so many new subscribers, followers, Patreon, Discord people that I just want to make sure I'm trying to cover all that. Stunner D doing the RPD and a lot of information on staking. I guess let's run a poll here. We're 70 let's just say 7,300. I'm calling for that rally to close to 8,000. I think some people are, let's everybody jump in here, even if you haven't said much, maybe throw in your thoughts. Are we going to do 8,000 and rally up here for the B of the triangle, or are we going to break down and do a 6,500? So 6,500 or 8,000. And let's everybody throw it in here if you would. There's some eights, Nates, eights. Trent coming a little low. Definitely more eights than six. All right, a few more 6,500s coming in. The bears are a little slow to post. I would have said people were a little too bullish, but what's up, Sun Scorpio? Pump is over, no volume, dead market. LA meth, no idea. That looked just a little bit even, so. Volume means everything. I can't agree with you on that, Kenny. Especially if you could bring it in volume from the majority exchanges. I think volume showing the real what's going on. Especially volume with price. Again, it looks like I think it looks like they were just, we were kind of even split between 6,500 and 8,000. I would buy Bitcoin here, yes. And I'd buy any break down to 6,800. 4-year vision, I still think we're going to new highs. I think we're headed above 20,000. I don't know if that's 24,000, 32,000, 50,000. I don't know. You know, it's hard to make those type of, making those type of statements are a waste. Kind of just got to trade it as we go and see what happens. Taj, we'll look at on lift here on the trading view. It's got like the 4-hour after its unsuccessful IPO, I guess you'd want to say. I mean, that looks definitely like 5 waves down with some big volume down here at the lows. So I would say the worst is over for lift. I would expect a bounce up to definitely up to 63, probably up to 66. I'm a little bearish on stocks. I haven't written this weekend's report from WyckoffSMI.com. That is free, but I think stocks in general still a little bit lower than I would think lift could be bought for a bounce. Beyond Meat, another wild one. Exact opposite. That one I don't know enough about, and it's been on fire, so no comment on that one. Then let's go to hold on here. BCH USD. There's the 4-hour. Again, I think you've done a 1-2. Then you did the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 1, 2. We've done a 3. Now I would think we're still going to stay volatile. So I'd be a buyer down here. I know some people talked about buying 340. That was perfect on that break. So I would think sideways here between whatever this 420, this 430 to 330 to do the wave 4 I'm looking for. And then still higher again. If we go to 20,000, I would think the top 5 altcoins explode. Bitcoin's headed still higher. Can I talk about the large downwick in Bitstamps BTC USD and how it affects my account? I would throw it out. I mean, I'd want what the average things did, so I'm really not worried about the downwick in Bitstamp. I think that's just more of a fat finger or whatever. Not worried about it. Yeah, Stunner D just answered that. Which broker do you use for trading? I mean, I do private client group clients through Coinigy, which allows me to access, I don't know what they got, 25 exchanges. Can we look at Facebook? This is the same type of software, except we have it for the stock side. We've had this for a few years. Go to a 1-year Facebook. We had a buy on stocks really December 24th down at the lows. The rally was a little more consistent than we expected. I really think this is probably an A, B, C to the upside, and we're working on the downside. So again, on my weekend update, I'm going to be a little bit bearish. So I think Facebook, great stock longer term. One that's going sideways short term. This is our Wyckoff wave, which is kind of like a general index. Technometer's kind of neutral there. If we go to SPY, the Standard & Poor's 500 ETF, you can see we're at 48. 50 is a sell. That's why I think we're going to slow up here a little bit. If we do the Spider Dow 30 ETF, same type of thing, 49 on the technometer. If we go to a Wyckoff Wave Growth Index, which is more of a NASDAQ type index, it's at 48. Friday's action wasn't too good. Go to QQQ. Technometer's neutral after giving a sell up here at 50 up at the highs. Didn't give a buy yet. Hope that helps a little bit. I mean, the low volume, I haven't had a problem with volume. If you're talking about the cryptos, because again, the volume has been to the downside still with price up, so. And low volume here in this wave 4 would make sense. Here is, again, the Patreon link if anybody wants to get in Patreon and Discord. 117 people, I think, over there. I would expect that to continue to grow. Just too much information there from Nick on fundamentals and staking and master nodes and my trades charts. We try to answer everybody's questions. The hot token I do not know anything about. Stunner D can answer that. Whether he knows much might be something we could look at. So Bitcoin 7290. So quiet here. Nothing going on. And we're hopefully going to get another buy signal here. The last one was at Elliott wave of 6,900. Zoom in on the 15-minute. A lot of people are going to be calling this a triangle here, etc. It does look a little bit like that, but if everyone sees it, then they're not seeing it. There was some strength in Ethereum and EOS. I don't follow Tezos that much, but no, you're definitely, those act a little bit better here, so there could be some money flowing to those. Just some of them flexing their muscles. I said that on Ethereum. It's just showing that there's buyers in there and not many sellers. Another Elliott wave question. If you do an Elliott wave, I'd read Robert Prechter's book and Frost. That's where I got my beginning, and I used to talk to Prechter for $50 a minute in the 1980s. He was in a trading competition that I was in back in the day. I mean, if you understand Elliott wave, I mean, the breakdown of 3100 was a major wave 4 ending, and this wave 5 is going to new highs. So that needs 5 waves up, which is what we're working on. So we need the first wave up, which I think we're in the wave 4 of that. We're in this white wave 4. Then this here will be a major top, short term, intermediate term, and then we need an ABC down. This would be a 1, 2, and then we start the run to 20,000. And again, I don't want to get caught up in that. Don't take that to the bank. I mean, we've been really good. We put this count on here back at 3,900, saying if we rallied strongly here, that this count was probably it. I did say, I know back here I said we never see 3,150 again. I also said we never see 4,200 again. And I still don't think we will. I think the wave 4 is done. This strength has shown it. So for now, I'm staying bullish and looking for this wave 4 to work its way out. And hopefully we get a buy signal. I think we get a buy if we get this light blue A on another sell-off. We'll definitely get a signal hopefully down there at the C. And if we do a triangle here, it's going to be questionable if I get a better buy than what we just had with that break to 7,000. That was an extremely quick break. You can see that here. What was it? It was like 7,600 to 6,600 on some exchanges. So normally that is what an A wave of a triangle looks like. Spike down, quick bar. And this rally back up can take a lot of different ways, a lot of different looks. I bring up a lot of different exchanges here. I mean, the software consolidates exchanges, but you know, this is Coinbase, Binance, Bittrex. I do that because I'm looking at trying to show different chart patterns real quickly. The top one I usually go to, but mostly I go here to go to the 4-hour and show our buy signals on this year's rally from the software. And again, no sell signals. From my experience, I gave a sell at 81.50 from the software. The software didn't give me a really overbought technometer because volume was not coming into the upside. But because of volume readings from the software, from this, which I just mentioned, this wave here had no volume on it down here. That was telling me that was a wave 5, which is why I labeled it this way. And then I said you had an ABC coming, which is what we had. And then this diagonal was a lead off to that. I don't know what Ricky Thompson said. Probably advertising something. Or being a douche. Who knows? But when you've got volume going to new lows clear across this chart while price is stair stepping higher, that still looks extremely, extremely bullish. And really, anybody's free to say anything to me or ask me about it. I'm pretty transparent, so I don't think there's anybody more transparent than us. So, anybody got any questions, throw them out. Here's the ICX chart we've been showing since the lows. Classic Wyckoff, preliminary support, southern climax, automatic rally, secondary test. We had a spring in a test, which we talked about live. Sign of strength, last point of support, jump, back up. Another backup with the weakness in alts. Hopefully this thing can resolve to the upside. We don't want to see this 30 level to give away. Wayne, if you've been watching, I mean, you got to own some Bitcoin here. You should have owned it on all the other buy signals that we've already given. So obviously you're new with no wrench. So all I can say is wait for a better buy. But yeah, I would have nibbled some here on the break to 7,000 that I called for. Or I'd buy the next little break. I don't really look at Bitcoin pairs. I don't think doing technical analysis on pairs against Bitcoin, I personally think it's a waste of time. Because people are getting stopped out of alts versus Bitcoin. I'd rather give buys and sells on Bitcoin and then you trade accordingly. Can I explain why declining volume versus rising price is bullish? I mean, basically, it's the same thing back here at these blue lines where I gave buy signals. This is this is exchange volume, so somebody's selling. All this is selling, but price is holding up. That would tend to tell you that the dumb people are selling to the smart hands. So if they're doing this much selling, then price should be following it down really in lockstep. If it's not, that means the selling's going into strong hands. Same thing here, major selling here. It kind of looked like an A, sideways B, C down, and price holding dramatically higher. So that tells you people are selling, being supported by someone smarter than us. When the selling stops, price ignites to the upside. So that's what gave me the buy down there at this when at 6,000, I was so bullish. Because it looked like even after all the buys that we had, that we were getting ready to explode to the upside. Yep, the dumb people, the dumb public mostly. And that's why I got in cryptos in the beginning with Matt, because I thought the software and our analysis, there's a lot of not well educated, especially on charts, too emotional, because this is an emotional game. I used to say, I think, quote on my wall, the hardest game in the world is the stock market. Now I think with the crypto markets coming out, the hardest job is trading cryptos. It's emotional. It's draining. I mean, it's unbelievable. But now then, so we called this buy here on this wave 4 because of volume, this wave 2 because of volume, this wave 4 because of volume, and also Elliott wave. We called the 5 because of lack of volume. And now, again, on this sell-up, I really can't, I don't have anything jumping at me to be a buyer, except all this looks good. It looks impulsive in fashion. Everything since and down looks corrective. And now you've had volume go to a new low while price is still holding. So on a bigger picture, it still looks friendly. So if I only had $7,200 to invest, if that's a choice you're giving me, I mean, right now I'd have to do Bitcoin. On a bigger 1-2 that I've shown on a break lower to, let's say, 5,000, if we do get that, remember that, then maybe I'd go to alts. Now, this business is emotional as hell. On Polymath and Puny, I don't really have any strong opinion. I don't trade those. Right, they're saying that's what the sell-off was about. I guess I don't really care what it was. It was the wave 4, the start of the wave 4 that we needed. The news, even the news reported in this market and the cryptos is suspect. So I read very little news articles. I read them, but I don't read them when they're talking about, price objectives and analysis, because most of the people writing those things don't have a clue. Bitcoin expanded flat. I don't know. I mean, you could call this an ABC downside that could be done, which means we're going to explode to new highs right now. That's definitely a possibility. We did come back down to previous fourth wave support. That's why I said Bitcoin could fall to 6,900, 7,000. That was my previous buy point. because of the formation here. So logical area, logical support at 6,700, 6,800. Yeah, this stuff's going to stay crazy. So that's why I'm trying to get the software for subscribers. If nothing else, keep using it for us. Keep using it for the Discord. I'll continue to throw stuff free on here and on Twitter. At some point, I might back off a little bit. But I'm still trying to build a community for us and everybody involved. The 15-minute count, wave 2 of 5 could be. This is a 15-minute chart that I've been showing. So I think this is an ABC completed. If wave 4 is going to be longer, then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be the first part of wave 4. Again, that could still happen. That's stopping me from being aggressive. Or we've done ABC down. We're going to do an ABC up. We're going to go up here and try this resistance at 7,800, 8,000, fail, come back down again for a C of a triangle, etc. That's still my preferred count. As everybody knows, I've been on fire, so I'm going to stay with that for now. If you got money to invest, I would still invest it right now and the other half on the next break. Ripple, I did the video. Again, this shows the test that we get the buy on here at 0.305. As we rallied, I thought 36 here would still be support now. That has caught the sell-off. I would think Ripple's going to turn higher again. I'm not at the other side of the desk to run a disclaimer, so again, this is all for informational purposes, not investment advice. Do your own research. This is only for education and not actual investment ideas. I am regulated by the state of Illinois, but I'm not going to go to Nick's desk to run a disclaimer, so that was it. Oh yeah, if we go to Bitcoin 100,000, it'll be crazy. Neblia, let me see if I've got that one here. We've got NEBL USD. Go to the 4 hour. Again, not one that I really trade. Not doing as well. This still could be support, but I would have expected more out of it before now. Again here, I'd hate to see these lows give away on coins like this, the $1.12. So not much I can say there. We're finding support over here at this $1.24, so not a bad area to try the long side. I look so serious, please smile. The business is pretty serious when you're managing a lot of money and trading a lot, and you're also trying to give advice to people on their money. So that's why I have gray hair, because it is stressful. Every buy signal I gave on the way up was stressful. We've had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 from the software and 2 from Elliott wave patterns. And then the one minor sell up here at 81.50. So every trade's, you're only as good as your last trade. That's the problem with this business. And people give me more money up here than they did down at the lows. If everybody would have given me money down here, I could sit back and relax. Instead I get money up here, which is way tougher. Wayne W., all the coins I really talk about, the majors, and then just like ADA, XLM, Zen, BTC, BNB, BAT, KMD, those are some of the names that I have small positions in. If you're part of our Discord Patreon, Nick goes into small caps way heavy, and also gives quite a few scalp trades. You will get that from him because he knows more fundamentally about the coins than I do. I'm strictly technical analysis, which I think that's where I want to stay. The technicals lead. You know, the other day I heard Big Beezy say there's no reason for this rally, no news, etc. Well, no shit. There's no news. You don't need news to run markets. They go before the news. So when the news catches up, Bitcoin will top out. So the news is that Fidelity's coming into space and on-ramping institutions. The news is TD Ameritrade, E-Trade is doing seminars and people want to be in the crypto market. The news is we already washed out everybody. Nick and I said that numerous times live that from 31.25, I had said on the way up, there'd be no selling because everybody had already sold and institutions had already stockpiled their Bitcoin and they're not going to sell. So everybody that said at 5,800, 6,000, 6,200 would stop this rally, they were wrong because there was nothing offered there. Everybody had done sold. So that's still the case. And when the big money comes here, you know, I think we go a hell of a lot higher. That's why even for myself, it's hard to trade because if you miss, you could have been back at all these times. I mean, I remember here we had checked 4,200. We fell 500 in a bar and everyone knew he was going to new lows. Then we did this little ABC crap back up, gave you a million reasons to be out, and then poof, see you later. So I don't really use margin or leverage. I don't recommend it unless you've been a trader before in stocks, options, etc. I'm starting to do more because I got some clients wanting to do it. So whether it's Bitfinex, BitMEX, whatever. I mean, at some point here, yeah, being able, you know, I gave the short 81.50. I said jokingly, mostly, you could do 100x short and make some money. But that would have been the first time I've ever joked about being short. I was comfortable with that one and I knew my risk. So those you could take. Using margin like that is just too much like gambling. There's no reason to, you know, you got to make sure you got money to stick around because no one's going to be right every time. BitConnect 2.0. That's funny. What up, Craig? So, guys, that's really all I got. I guess I've been on here for quite a while, continuing to talk. So, if you want, you know my thinking somewhat, I'm still on Twitter quite a bit, Wyckoff on Crypto. Stunner's on there as well. If you want more personal advice, join the Patreon Discord. I'll throw that link up one more time. If you want to learn more about what I'm talking about, go to learncrypto.io. Buy the Cryptocurrencies and Wyckoff course. If you're really jumping in, go to Wyckoff SMI and do the Unleash course. Crypto Stacks, got a wrench? Yep. And I'm going to slide up, play our outro. And tomorrow I'm meeting up with the wife. We haven't seen each other in a few weeks because of crypto. But if we're getting big action, I'll probably be right back on here. And then hopefully, starting next week again, Nick and I, 6:30 Central Standard, do our TNA, FA, and news. More of a full show. And that's all I got. So good luck trading. Peace out. And we're going to run this outro.
Oh, hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck. Everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard. Play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.